Hey everybody, it's Craig Berry, your Atlanta mortgage professional with Angel Oak Home Loans. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about FHA versus conventional, what's better for you and your family. Because this topic is so involved, I'm going to break this into a two-part series, and today I'm just going to talk a little bit more about FHA in particular. FHA was established in 1934 to help Americans buy more homes. Back then, it was just after the Great Depression, and you had to have 50% down, and the terms were just 5 years. So think about that for a second. 50% down. And even if you had that type of liquidity, you still had to qualify and be comfortable with a payment that was just over the course of 5 years. It was very difficult to buy a home back then, and that's why it was a very rent-heavy period in our history. So what FHA did, FHA came in and said, look, here's what we're going to do for the banks. We're going to insure the money that is lent and help banks recover any potential loss. And what that did is it helped banks loosen their underwriting standards, and they went from 50% down to, over time, now currently just 3.5% down. And instead of a 5-year term or less, they now lend money over the course of 30 years. So FHA definitely made a huge difference in our economy and affordability with regard to home ownership. Some of the things that FHA actually does, FHA allows for no social security numbers. FHA also allows for 100% gift funds. In other words, if you don't have money for down payment and closing costs, FHA says it's okay for you to come in and get a gift. In other words, just a family member who's going to give you the money and say that you don't have to repay them for all of your down payment and your closing costs. So you don't have to have actually any money out of pocket if you have a generous family member, of course. FHA also allows for more flexible underwriting standards. So if your debt to income ratios are a little bit higher and you're stretched a little bit thin, FHA is more forgiving when it comes to that. FHA also is more forgiving when it comes to credit. You can have actually as low as a 580 credit score and still buy a home. Now that's not to say that banks won't still have their own overlays and require a higher credit score, like say a 620 or a 640, but according to FHA, and as long as you can find a bank that is okay with it as well, they'll go down all the way to a 580 credit score. FHA also has a 203K loan. This is a rehab loan. So if you have a home that you want to buy but it needs some repairs, or it's a fixer-upper, or you just want to do some things to it other than what's there and you don't have the cash, FHA allows you to finance that into the loan. So there are a lot of reasons why it's not necessarily about what's better, FHA or conventional, but it's more so about conventional just doesn't offer the things that you need, and FHA does. So again, we'll get into more comparisons as far as apples to apples in my next series, on my second part of this series, but for right now I just wanted to cover some of the things that FHA is all about. If you need to contact me or you have any questions, my email is craig.berry@angeloakhomeloans.com, or you can call me at 404-642-6700. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, make it an amazing day.